Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today, we're going to learn about 10 things you will regret later in life. Now, let's begin. Number 1, neglecting passion. In 10 or 20 years, when you reflect on the life you've lived, will you regret the career you chose? Many people experience professional regret because they spent their lives chasing dollar signs instead of pursuing their passions. They chose professions that could afford them a more luxurious lifestyle. Day in and day out, they earned a hefty salary, but as you look back at your life, you won't think about how much money you made. You'll think about the meaningful things that you accomplished. If your professional life revolved around your paycheck, you may not have something meaningful to reflect on. But it's never too late to take your career in a new direction. If you spend every day working for the weekend, just ask yourself what would make your time more meaningful. What lights a fire under you? What passions motivate you to get up in the morning? If those passions conflict with your work, then don't spend another day trading your precious time for a paycheck. Make a change, follow your passions, and see where those passions take you. Yeah, it may not be the safest road to follow, but when you look back at your life, you'll know you made the right decision. Number 2, familial grudges. Are you holding on to a grudge against someone in your family? Familial grudges are among the most common regrets for people in their later years. They look back at arguments and conflicts and they wonder why they held on to their anger for so many years. Was it worth causing a rift in their family? Did that grudge help them live a happier life? The answer is always no, because familial grudges only create conflict between you and the people who love you most. Not everyone is close to their family, but no grudge is worth holding for the rest of your life. So instead of letting that conflict fester, set aside your pride and try to repair your relationship. The only way to make amends is to take the initiative and reach out, because nothing is going to get done if you wait for someone else to act. Be the bigger person, let go of your grudges, and reconcile your relationship, because years from now you're going to wish you had this person in your life. Number 3, procrastinating dreams. Many people reserve their dreams for someday in the future. You tell yourself, someday I'm going to travel the world, or someday I'm going to move to the countryside, but most of the time, someday never comes. You spend your life procrastinating your dreams until it becomes too late to accomplish them. The truth is, you don't need to wait to achieve your dreams. The only thing standing between you and your lifelong ambitions is your lack of courage. In other words, if you don't have the courage to take risks and leave the comforts of your current life behind, your dreams may never come true. If there's something you've always wanted, make that dream a reality, because your dreams are what make your life worth living. Right now, changing your life may feel like an impossible risk. You may be clinging to the comfort and stability of your everyday routine, but if there's something you want, don't wait until someday. Act on those dreams today. In 10 or 20 years, you'll be glad you did. Number 4, rejecting connections. Are you afraid to be vulnerable? Connecting with people is a challenge no matter who you are. It's scary and intimidating to let another person into your world because you never know when someone's going to betray your trust. For many people, that fear is so strong that they close themselves off. They reject connections with others. They refuse to be vulnerable even with friends and family. They often regret these fears later in life. Because everyone needs a support system. Everyone needs strong and trusting connections to fall back on when times are tough. But if you're never vulnerable with others, you may never build those connections. You may not have a support system to fall back on. If this sounds familiar, it's important to make those connections. Otherwise, you may never learn how. It takes time and practice to bond with people and earn their trust. If you don't experience connecting with people, you may reject or mishandle those connections for the rest of your life. As strong as you think you are, you need a support system. You need friends and family, because one good friend standing by your side can make every day a little bit brighter. Number 5, toxic relationships. Not every relationship is going to be healthy and happy. In fact, you may experience a handful of toxic relationships in your life. A partner may take advantage of your trust or damage your self-esteem. A toxic friend may push their own agenda or criticize your shortcomings. For whatever reason, this person makes you feel worse about yourself, yet you stick around. You allow this toxic relationship to persist weeks, months, or even years longer than it needs to. This is one of the most common regrets later in life. People look back at their toxic friends and partners, and they wish they'd found the courage to end things sooner. Because the world is full of people who will treat you with the respect and affection that you deserve. As scary as it sounds to leave that toxic friend or partner behind, it's important for your long-term happiness. Once you finally cut this person out of your life, you'll start to feel like yourself again. You'll remember what good relationships and friendships are supposed to feel like, and you'll wish you could go back in time and set yourself free. Number 6. Internal dishonesty. Later in life, you'll regret cheating on or taking advantage of others. You'll regret the lies you told and the secrets you kept. But even more than your dishonesty to others, you'll regret being dishonest with yourself. People spend their lives avoiding painful truths. They find creative ways to run away from personal traumas and bad memories. They refuse to admit their weaknesses, and sometimes they pretend the rest of the world is wrong to justify their own lack of knowledge. But these are the lies you tell yourself to avoid confronting the truth. Yeah, that truth is painful. Maybe it's frightening, embarrassing, or stressful, but learning to be honest with yourself can relieve a lifetime of guilt, shame, and regret. Because those traumas and weaknesses aren't going anywhere, you can shove them down for years, but they won't disappear. They'll continue to rear their ugly heads for the rest of your life. The sooner you face your fears, traumas, and weaknesses, the sooner you can free your mind and move forward. Number 7. Missing opportunities. There's one word that people regret more than any other, and that word is no. When people look back at their lives, they remember the opportunities they missed, the chances they didn't take, and the adventures they could have experienced. But in the moment, they were afraid of change. They didn't want to take a risk or jump into an unfamiliar environment, so they said no. They turned away from a great opportunity, and that decision has stuck with them for the rest of their lives. So if you have a chance to make a positive change, a chance to do something that inspires and excites you, don't let fear stand in your way. One leap of faith can take your life in a whole new direction, sculpting a lifestyle you never would have imagined for yourself. But you'll never discover what that lifestyle is unless you embrace change. So say yes to the next opportunity that comes your way. Otherwise, you may spend the rest of your life wondering, what if? Number 8. Expressing emotions. If you care about someone, tell them how you feel. It's terrifying to put yourself out there when you're not sure the other person feels the same way, but if you don't voice your feelings, you may miss out on a chance to be with someone you love. Often when people reflect on their lives, they think about their missed connections. What if I had told that special someone how I felt? Would we be together today? You don't want these questions floating through your mind years in the future. So be open, be honest, express your feelings out loud because it's worth the risk. There's no guarantee the other person feels the same way you do, but you'll never know unless you try. Number 9. Fearful decisions. Do you let fear dictate your decisions? Do you neglect your dreams and passions because you're afraid of discomfort, change, or the unknown? You may think you're protecting yourself by hiding in your comfort zone. You may think you're defending the comfortable life you've created for yourself, but all you're really doing is settling for less than you should. Later in life, many people regret the mistakes they didn't make. They were so afraid of failure that they never learned how to grow or improve. Yeah, it's terrifying to fail, but those failures help you understand your definition of success. So it's okay to be afraid of failure, but that fear should never dictate your choices. Otherwise, you'll look back in 20 years and wish you had done things differently. Number 10. Violating trust. Do you gossip about your friends? When you make promises, do you work hard to keep them? In any friendship or relationship, trust is essential. It's your responsibility to protect the other person's secrets and vulnerabilities, yet many people betray the trust of their loved ones for attention or entertainment. You may take other people's trust for granted, but later in life you'll regret betraying the people you love. To keep your relationship strong and long-lasting, value the other person's confidence and trust. because no amount of attention or entertainment is worth losing someone you care about. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.